Battle of the mid-range phones. I already tested the flagships from these companies back in March, and even the foldables this summer, but now it's time for the S24 FE versus the Honor 200 Pro. Both phones are around 500 euros, though the Honor sometimes dips as low as 400 euros. Let's zoom in on the Huawei side. The Honor is set to its default vibrant mode, which I'm sticking with since I like to keep things as close as default as possible for these comparisons. The colors are definitely more saturated, especially with the ultra-wide lens. The Honor 200 Pro's picture is warmer, but that warmth fades when switching to the main lens. You can also see that the 200 Pro has richer contrast. Its 2x shot is better, and now let's jump to 10x digital zoom. My Bluetooth remote was unfortunately acting up, so it missed some shots. Apologies for the missing telephoto shots in this scene. Both 10x shots look decent though. Zooming to 30x, the S24 FE's maximum zoom length, the text looks better on the Honor, but there's also a lot of noise here. Now let's zoom in on the Christmas tree. As we cycle through the lenses, we again see how the color tones shift on the 200 Pro, becoming much cooler with the main lens. The S24 FE is more consistent in this regard. The telephoto shots are comparable in terms of image quality, but the 200 Pro has more vivid colors. At 30x, we can spot the gentleman spreading some Christmas magic on the ship, but even Santa wouldn't get a clear shot at 30x zoom. Here's another close-up, this time on that sign. The Honor's colors are always a bit exaggerated, but probably more appealing to many, while the S24 FE captures the ugly reality of this cold morning. Zooming in, we see how the S24 FE in particular brightens the image, perhaps a bit too much at 2x. Both telephoto shots are good again, with the 200 Pro having richer colors. The Honor wins the 10x digital zoom with a more detailed shot, especially noticeable in the text. At 30x, it gets worse, with the S24 FE's text becoming very hard to read. Both ultra-wide shots are good, but the Honor makes the image pop more, maybe a bit too much on the tower. With the main lens, the reds become even more intense. At 2x, the 200 Pro's image is much brighter. This added brightness is also evident with the telephoto lenses, resulting in two very different looking images. Interestingly, the Samsung device now has a brighter and more detailed 10x shot. One issue I often encounter with Honor phones is inconsistency between lenses or zoom levels, whether it's a color or brightness, like here when going from the main lens to 2x digital zoom. There's a constant adjustment in the look, while the Samsung stays fairly consistent. This isn't always as noticeable as in the previous scene, as the Honor does a better job here and also takes better pictures compared to the S24 FE at this location. One more round before we check out the portrait modes. I think it's safe to say both phones take good pictures up to the telephoto lenses. The Honor is usually brighter and has more vivid colors. And if you enjoyed this camera comparison so far, a sub would mean a lot to me. Before we use the portrait mode for its intended purpose, photos of humans, I wanted to see how it handles inanimate objects. The Honor 200 Pro's portrait mode has 3 different styles to choose from: Hardcore Vibrant, Color, and Classic. Hardcore is the name of a famous photo studio known for its high quality portraits. Many celebrities had the picture taken from them, but anyone can book a session if you're willing to pay the high price. Hardcore Vibrant has much stronger colors compared to the S24 FE, but both take good portraits. Hardcore Color boosts contrast and adds a warmer tone, while Hardcore Classic gives us a black and white look. Using the telephoto lens reveals that the S24 FE keeps the entire monument in focus, and while the 200 Pro focuses on the upper part, making the text hard to read. This is because it shoots an aperture of f1.2, which we can adjust later if needed. Now let's use portrait mode as intended. Luckily, I had some help with these shots. The Honor captures a much brighter image, making my face almost glow. The 200 Pro also has more accurate colors and does an excellent job separating me from the background, starting the blur all around me. The S24 FE starts the blur from my waist up, which isn't bad, just a different approach. The 2x shots are pretty much the same. The extra vibrancy makes for a better portrait in my opinion. Moving to the telephoto lens, we see that the S24 FE keeps my whole body in focus by default, while the Honor focuses on my face. The Honor is also a bit more careful with the cutout, as the S24 FE blurs parts of my beard. Now for the Accur color style, which shifts the colors. The overall quality remains the same. The Honor's 2x shot makes my face look more detailed, while the Samsung's look soft in comparison. The telephoto shots are good from both, with color preference being subjective. But again, the S24 FE struggles a bit with my beard. Finally, the black and white Accur classic style. It's a bit tricky to compare these shots, but we can say that the main lens takes great portraits on both, especially the Honor. The 200 Pro's 2x shot looks too soft this time, making my face appear slightly blurry. This isn't an issue with the telephoto lens, where we get 2 good shots. And now for some selfies. Damn it, I forgot to activate the bokeh mode. It's a new phone, so I forgot to set it up this time, because by default it is deactivated, so my bad. And before you ask, no, we can't use the different picture styles with the front-facing camera, so no Accur anything here. Both phones have fixed focus on the front lens, but the Honor takes the sharper shot. We also have the option to zoom out a bit on both if we want to capture more of the scenery or take a group picture. I'm recording now in 4K with 60 frames per second. And both phones have this limitation while shooting with 60 frames per second that you can't go to the ultra wide. At least we have the 3x as an option here, which is the tele lens of the Honor 200 Pro, but the S24 FE will just let you zoom in digitally. So it is 10x in digital zoom and 10x also here in digital zoom on the Honor. But let's go back to the main lens, to the 1x zoom here. It is a very beautiful sunny winter morning, as you can see. The blue sky is definitely somewhere under the sea of clouds. Sometimes zoom on this boat here. This was the Honor, and now it's a Samsung. But as I said, it is just digital zoom here. So let's one time switch to 30 frames per second. So now shooting with 30 frames per second in 4K, and you can already see that I activate the ultra wide lenses on both. So now with the Honor we are on 1x and 3x, and we can still zoom up till 10x digitally. The ultra wide, and the Samsung now we have the ultra wide as well here, the 1x and the 3x tele lens, and digital zoom up to 12x now. Now I'm using the front facing cameras with 30 frames per second in 4K, and the Honor does have the option to zoom in further. 0.8x is the default, which looks pretty much the same as what the S24 FE has as its standard. We can't do anything on the S24 FE, so no zooming in or out further. So zoomed in, we will have this. So that's the difference between both. Now let's go back to the default 0.8x. See, the field of view looks a little bit wider on the Samsung here, but if then just a little bit, not that much. So now I activated the portrait video mode on the S24 FE, and I activated the bokeh on the video mode of the Honor 200 Pro. This both should give us a good background blur. I set both blurs to the default setting. I can change the aperture on the Honor 200 Pro. I can make the effect stronger on the S24 FE. So let's one time change this up. So now I changed the settings. It's now the blur number on level 7 of the S24 FE, and we have f.14 now on the Honor 200 Pro. This should blur out more of the background, should have just me in the focus. I have no idea, I can't see myself obviously, but I hope it gives to you an idea on how it works properly. Let's one time use the noise reduction. So this is now without noise reduction. Now I activated the noise reduction. So it should be quite a difference because the CSAT is giving a little bit background noise obviously. And you should now have my voice in focus on the Honor 200 Pro. Should hear me clear. A lot of the background noise should be totally eliminated on the Honor 200 Pro. So be the judge how much better this function will make me sound. Time for some low light action. We'll start with the auto mode, but we will also use the dedicated night modes later. Both ultra wide lenses struggle here, but the S24 FE performs better, being more detailed than the 200 Pro. The Honor has a better mainland shot, but the S24 FE remains strong. The Honor overexposes the lights, while the Samsung avoids this issue. The 2x pictures are quite similar. The telephoto lens doesn't bring significant improvement, and the S24 FE even produces a worse result with more noise. The Samsung device wins this ultra-wide shot, and its mainland shot is also more detailed. The S24 FE consistently captures brighter images, but at 2x we already see a very grainy picture, and the 3x shot can't keep up with the Honor's telephoto lens. The Honor's ultra-wide lens takes really weak pictures at night while using the auto mode. The S24 FE is clearly superior. The mainland shots are close again, while the zoomed in shots favor the 200 Pro. Even with light coming from the surroundings, the Honor's ultra-wide lens disappoints. The Honor's more vibrant colors are very apparent though. While the 2x digital shot is again better from the Honor, the Samsung's telephoto shot is decent this time around. Now it's time to activate the dedicated night modes. The first thing you notice is how badly the Honor overblows the colors. While the S24 FE does this to some extent, the 200 Pro is much worse here. Using the main lens almost entirely eliminates this issue, but the Honor still lags behind the Samsung. The 200 Pro now takes the superior 2x shot, being clearer and more detailed. The same applies to the telephoto lenses. The S24 FE again performs better with the ultra-wide lens, but the main lens shots are decent from both. The 200 Pro captures more detail, especially in the shadows. The telephoto shots are somewhat reversed, with the S24 FE being brighter and more detailed. While the Honor has struggled with its ultra-wide lens throughout this comparison, this shot is particularly bad. The building's color is completely different. The S24 FE is much closer to reality. When we switch to the main lens, you can see how the Honor shifts the color towards the Samsung's. The 2x shot goes to the Honor, capturing more details again. The telephoto shots are fairly close, with the Honor's more vibrant colors being quite noticeable. The S24 FE continues to win the ultra-wide shots, while the main lens is again a close race. The Honor 200 Pro's 2x digital zoom captures more detail, while the S24 FE has a really bad 3x shot. One last round before we move on to the portraits. The Honor just can't seem to take a good ultra-wide shot anymore. Just look at the text. We can see how much better the Samsung handles it. The 200 Pro catches up with the main lens, and the 2x shot is brighter and more detailed, except for the text again. The telephoto shot again mainly differs in color tone, with the S24 FE having cooler colors. Finally, time for portraits, and just a heads up, unlike the daytime shots, I was alone for these and I used a tripod. And as I mentioned before, there were some issues with my Bluetooth remote, so the S24 FE unfortunately missed some portrait shots, but since the S24 FE doesn't have different picture styles like the Honor, I just used a different portrait taken with the S20 FE at the same location. So let's dive in, starting with the Arcool Vibrant. The 200 Pro not only looks more appealing, but the picture is of higher quality and more detailed. Using the 2x zoom reduces the quality, but the Honor is still in the lead. The S24 FE's 3x telephoto lens disappoints, not just because it is less detailed, but also because of a greenish tint that degrades the image. Now for the Arcool color. I'm using a previously taken picture for the S24 FE. The 200 Pro continues to take the better portrait, and the Arcool color boosts the color and the contrast. The 2x shots are comparable, but the Honor is still better overall. The Samsung's 3x shot again suffers from the greenish tint, but in terms of image quality, it is more detailed. And now for the Arcool Classic. The main lens again takes the best shot. The 200 Pro's 2x and 2.5x shots lose detail, while the S24 FE exhibits that green tint again for some reason. Just 3 more shots with the Honor. I prefer the Arcool Vibrant shot, as Arcool color seems to oversharpen my face. And for me, the Arcool Classic is not something I would use on a regular basis. So I'm recording in 4K, 30 frames per second, using the main lenses. It's a quite dark patch here where I'm walking, and I also can't really see anything here. Probably on the preview, especially on the S24 FE, I can just see the lights in the background. But now I'm walking towards a light pole and I can see already my face somehow appearing on the Honor 200 Pro, and now the S24 FE is catching up. But the S24 FE looks much better from what I can see here. The Honor looks quite blurry. The S24 FE looks a little bit greenish here. But this is also due to the light. It's not a bright white light, so it's a little bit different. You can see also the colors are kind of switching there on the Honor. So now the same area as before with the front-facing cameras, now in 4K with 60 frames per second using the main lenses. The S24 FE can't zoom while shooting in 60 frames per second. It just can use digital zoom, but I mean you can't switch the lenses, so we have this digital zoom, while the Honor gives us the option to go to 3x, which would then switch to the tele lens. Overall, again, just judging with the preview, the Honor is capturing more details here. The picture looks literally just black on the S24 FE's preview, except of the lights, while I can make out the clock tower here from the church on the Honor, at least the silhouette. So I flip around, I'm standing in front of a light pole, and of course I can't see now which one looks better, but I think both should probably capture me good enough with this light here. Now we are walking here, we also have a little bit light coming from the sides, so be the judge which one does the better job. It's strange what's happening with the Honor here. As soon as more light is available, the camera seems to filter out the greenish colors, giving a more natural look. But this shifting of color is happening so harshly that it is totally distracting. And now what I will check out how both will zoom at night with the video mode, starting with the Honor. We are under ultra wide, 1x, 3x, 1x, ultra wide, up to 3x, and digitally we can go up to 10x. The sign is pretty well readable actually. And go back. Now the same with the Samsung ultra wide, 1x, 3x, ultra wide, 3x, and all the way up to 12x. I'm using now the night video mode on the Honor 200 Pro. It is just available at 1080p with 24 frames per second. I'm still shooting in 4K on the Samsung S24 FE. Unfortunately, I can't choose 24 frames per second, so the frames will not match properly. Shooting in 30 frames here, the closest option. And the picture on the Honor is brighter. Yeah, let's one time flip around. Take a look at me, filming yourself with this mode. I always feel that this mode is adding too much of this jelly effect. The stabilization has a hard time working overtime with this mode, but otherwise this mode does enhance the overall brightness and sometimes also image quality here. While the Honor's picture is slightly brighter, I think its biggest advantage is the clearer image. Unfortunately, the stabilization struggles. I'm now using the portrait video mode on the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. The Honor doesn't have a dedicated portrait or cinematic mode, or however you want to call it, but it gives you the option to activate the bokeh on the video mode to give you a background blur similar to what hopefully the S24 FE is outputting. Obviously can't see what's happening there, but these are the modes. Now let's walk around a little bit. I don't know how well they're blurring me out and how stable it is, especially at night. Now there's more light on me. So who is doing a better job with this mode at night? And there you have it. Honor's Portrait Master against the Samsung S24 FE. Both phones have good cameras for the price. I've already tested both phones against current flagships, the FE against its big brother, the S24 Ultra, and the Honor 200 Pro against the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And both performed better than the price would suggest. Of course, cameras are just one aspect of a phone's price, but these phones aren't bad in other areas either. What do you think after this comparison? Does Honor call the 200 Pro the Portrait Master for a reason? Let me know in the comments which phone you prefer. A thumbs up on the video would be great, and subscribing to my channel would be awesome. Stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video.